Well, hey, I'm Josh Hibbard, and I serve as lead pastor at Trademark Church here in Boise. When I stepped into the role of lead pastor, one of the things that I wanted to make sure our church did was be well connected with other churches here in the city. Our church was going to be losing its building within the next 3 to 4 months, and so we were in a search for a building. We had a motivated core group of about 40 to 45 people who were ready to serve and do whatever it was that was coming up next. But we didn't know what that next thing was, and so we just had to hold the church, everything really, in an open hand and say, Lord, you're going to do with this what you are, and we're going to trust you every step of the way. And so I actually met Pastor Bruce at a City Network event here at True Hope, late 2018. He bought me lunch, and he just asked a lot of really good questions about our church, where we were at, what we needed. And he said, hey, what's one of your biggest needs right now? And I said, well, our budget is paper thin. We don't have a lot of money. We need a building, and rent in Boise is expensive, and I don't know what to do. He said, we've got this little building. It's a youth center called the Hub. Maybe you've seen it, and I had driven past and I didn't know what it was at the time, but he said, if you guys are okay meeting in the afternoons, you guys can use the space for free for as long as you need to. And to be someone trying to replant a church, revitalize a church in Boise was like, to have someone offer you a building for free. I didn't even need to look at it. I just immediately said, yes, we'll do it. We'll make any space work at this point. So the first Sunday that we met in the Hub, I felt like there was just this complete spirit of renewal that came over our church. People were excited to be in a new space. I had one guy at our church tell us, he said, man, I feel like our church is being resurrected here. And that's pretty powerful language to use, We met in the Hub from February of 2019 through the end of September of 2019. So we were there for about 8 months. During that time, we added close to 30 people. There were a few Sundays where we actually didn't fit in the building. There was one Sunday where we had 25 kids show up and close to 70 adults. And we had to have the kids meeting outside in having that fenced in area while the adults were meeting inside. And there was just this beautiful spirit of like, what are we gonna do? We're outgrowing this space, we've kind of reached this place of stabilization, both financially, with people, and with just our church's overall commitment to the mission of making disciples here in Boise. And that would not have been possible had we not had the Hub. That gave our church an opportunity to stabilize. That gave our church an opportunity to say, hey, we're here in Boise for the long haul. That gave our church an opportunity to see the generosity of other churches in Boise. Because, it would have been easy for Bruce to say, hey, why don't you just bring all of your people to join us? And we'll grow True Hope in that way. But he didn't. He cared enough about our church. The City Network cares enough about individual churches to see revitalization take place and replanting take place. To Pastor Bruce and to everyone at True Hope, thank you guys so much for your generosity. From our whole church, from the bottom of our heart, thank you so much. And because of your generosity, Trademark was able to turn around and be generous to other churches in our city, other churches in Idaho that were being planted. We were able to use some of the resources, some of our resources and some of our finances that maybe would have gone into a building to send elsewhere during the time that we were meeting in the Hub. And so we're just incredibly grateful for you all. And I just want to encourage you to keep pushing forward, keep on pushing into the mission of making disciples, being generous, being faithful here in Boise. God is reaping a harvest. Just keep pushing into that mission and keep being faithful.